Okay, to do this trick, first you're going to need an even number of cards. In this case, I've got 20 cards here. And the four kings, yeah, the four kings. So you're going to really, the spectator can choose where they put them. They can really be anywhere, wherever they want. In the, yeah, just anywhere in here. Face up. You're going to have the rest of the cards face down, and you want these face up just randomly in there. And you square them up, and everything's fine. Then what you're going to do is you're going to just place them down. The first one goes face down, and then you flip it. Face down, flip it. 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 And so on until you have gone through. Do not mind the kings. Just keep going with the flow. Just put one down as it is, and then flip the next one, okay? Then what you're going to do is you're going to incorporate the spectator a little more. So you're going to take off the top two cards, and you're going to ask them, do you want me to set it down, or do you want me to flip them? If you set them down, you just set them down. They say flip them, flip them. And you just go through the rest. It really doesn't matter how they want this. It's just however they call the shots. And then you're going to do the exact same thing with 4 at a time this time. And the point of all of this is to make it look like you're doing something when you're really doing absolutely nothing. When you are flipping the cards over, when you're setting one down and then flipping the next one over, you're just putting them in face down, face up order, and the kings are out of this order. And then when you're putting 2 down and then flipping the next 2, it is doing absolutely nothing because of that face up, face down order. When you flip them, one is still face down, one is face up the same way. That's why this works. It appears like the cards are being shuffled and messed up. Then you put them in 2 piles. It doesn't matter which one you start with. And you'll notice on one side most of the cards are face down, and the other they're mostly face up. Except the exception of the kings. This is already starting to separate them up because they are outside. You're separating the cards face down from face up in this action. And like I said, the kings are out of this order when you place them in face up. You're going to take the face up pile and just turn them over on top of the face down pile. I wouldn't say anything about it. Don't mention it. But then when you spread the cards out, the 4 kings are the only cards face up.
Okay, so this is variation 1 of the trick. Basically all you're going to do with this variation is you're going to have the spectator choose 4 random cards, but you can have any method you want of just finding these cards. You could say in between 1 and 5, and then 5 and 10, go on like that. Just any way to get them to choose 4 cards. You could even just like dribble down and just have like 1 card just chosen like that. Have them tell you when to stop and stuff. But basically, whenever you do this, you don't want to look at the face of the card, because then it kind of adds a little bit more effect to the trick when you don't see what their card is, but then they end up face up in the end. So for variation 1, just do all the same stuff as if you were using 4 kings, except this time you're using 4 chosen cards.
Okay, this is variation 2 of the trick. Now, for this one, you're going to use the 4 kings, or actually, any 4 of a kind really will work. I'm going to use the 4 kings for this demonstration, just because they're right here on top. So, what you would do is you would just take the top 4 cards, be like, wow, that's amazing, or you can do whatever you want, so it looks like they're randomly, whatever. So, you have the spectator, you just spread them out. Hey, why don't you just pick one? They pick one. It's a king, obviously. Or it's a 3 or a 2 or whatever you decide to do. So then they just put it right back in. You can give them a weird little shuffle. It always looks suspicious whenever you're just shuffling 4 cards. Or you can not. You can spread the cards out. You can have them, oh yeah, that's a big deal. You want the cards to be face up, because you want to put these in face down, because you want them to think their card is just going somewhere random in these 4. Okay? So you got the 4 random cards in here. Random. And then you go on with the rest of the trick, and then when you're done and you spread them out, you're going to see, oh, it's the 4 of the kind. I'm guessing your card was a king. There you go. Yeah, I was done.